Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with the occasional review. Planning has always been my way of working out problems and solving the day-to-day issues in my life. Join me as I experiment on how to best tackle projects, figure out how to stick with habit tracking, and celebrate the wins, both big and small. So grab a cup or a glass of whatevs and let's get on with the video. Hey planner friends, so I have been struggling. I've been struggling because I don't have daily pages, and I tried to make daily pages work in my everyday carry, which is a Hobonichi Weeks Mega, and they're just not happening for me. So if you remember, I tried to add one of these companion notebooks into the back. I forget to open it all the time. I forget to check it all of the time. So I tried to move into these mega pages in the back as daily pages, and I still forgot to check it. I don't know what my deal is. I think it's because they're in the back and not in the front. I really couldn't say, but it's definitely some kind of mental thing that I'm going through that I'm just not able to correct at this time in my life. So I thought, okay, let's just stop struggling and giving ourselves anxiety, and let's not buy something new, because currently we are in April, and for those of you who are new to planning, you probably don't know that there are a lot of planners out there, especially Japanese planners, that have an April or spring start. So you can get a planner brand spanking new where none of the months have passed yet. And so I'm trying super hard, y'all, not to do that, because I'm not necessarily struggling with two planners, but I'm already like juggling two planners, and I don't. Because I also have my writing notebook where I do some planning in there, and at any given time I start a bullet journal just for fun, and then that's the third planner on top of that, which will equal 4. That's math, right? I don't even know. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So here's the thing. I'm going to try to fix this by just switching them up and seeing if that will help for the rest of April. Okay, so in here we have my, well, first of all, let's talk about this gorgeous cover. This is a Documented Journey cork cover. I love it. It has a skunk spine, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous pattern, which I am just in love with. I'm not sure if this is currently out of stock, but you can always email Bree to see if it's coming back in, if it is. Okay, so this is a hybrid, meaning that it has the long pockets so that you can stick notebooks into them and house them that way, or you can use the elastics. Now, I have in here a Hobonichi Weeks, I have in here a Moleskine Weekly, and so it looks like this. It has the schedule on one side and memo on the other, and I've just been using this as sort of an education notebook. This was like one thing I wanted to learn each week, just something simple that I could learn. So this focus was the victory hour and how to wake up at 5 a.m. and all of that. I was doing some more stuff here, and I was breaking it down by social media and then lessons on the other side, and this is working well. So where are we now? We are currently April, Monday the 17th, 2023, in case you're watching this in the future, and it is week 16. And I put this little piece of paper in here. This is from another Moleskine, but this is a dot grid, just to kind of show you the difference, because I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm sizing down again. And part of the reason why I haven't been keeping up on my vocabulary is because I did size down from an A5 bullet journal to a Hobonichi Weeks as my everyday carry, and that just became like, where am I going to put things? Of course, you can put vocab in these back pages, but I can't stand the small grid, and I write for long periods of time when I am doing the vocab. And so that was like, I don't know, I was feeling annoyed by that. I thought about putting vocab in here and kind of just switching how I use this, but I think I might just stick with the one thing a week I want to focus on as far as education is concerned. So here is how the past 2 weeks have looked. So here I went ahead and I put down some rub on stickers, good Lord. And I didn't like it because I put them down before and then I kind of had to write over them because I wasn't waiting until I had white space. And then of course I did have white space and there wasn't a sticker there. So this week I was like, okay, we'll do it last minute, and we're already here on Monday, and I have neglected to go back and fill in these little bits of white space. So it's either I do it before or I don't do it at all, is pretty much what it looks like. And yeah, there's that. So here we are, and I wanted to show you that this is the size here. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can see this better. I think these colors tend to blend a little bit. Yeah. So width-wise, we're not losing anything, but height we are. That's what we're looking for in height. We're going down. We're sizing down a little bit. And that's not really that much of a problem, but I might want to consider what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. So as far as this section is concerned, I feel like the to-do list, I just fill this out because I have this space. You know what I mean? If you give me a little bit of space, I will fill that up. If you give me a lot, sometimes I will fill that up as well. So I think that I can size this down and it's not going to be that serious since we are losing height. This section here, it's like for morning routine. I don't do every single thing every single morning for this. Some things I can do every other day or every couple of days. And then there are some things I have to do every day. So it's just nicer to have a check mark to do that. My reading list I used to keep on a sticky note, which I really like because I didn't even get done with one book this week. I was watching Friends. I haven't seen the end of Friends completely all the way through, like the last 2 seasons, and every other season I think I've seen over and over again because they're always replaying on TV. So I thought I would go ahead and watch it all the way through once. And yeah, that's what I've been doing while I'm washing dishes and doing chores instead of listening to an audiobook. So I prefer to have this on a sticky note, so if I don't finish that week, I can just peel it off and move it to the next week. I'll feel better about my life. Probably so will you. Try a sticky note. It does wonders. And you know, the weekly routine is just fine, but this is something I can add after the end of my dailies. So I don't have to have it like as a section in the weekly. So that'll cut off a nice amount, a nice chunk there. These things, I don't know if I have to have them in my weekly. It's nice to see them all at a glance, but this is something I could probably move to the end of the week, give it its own spread of my daily pages. And then of course we have the monthly. Now the monthly, there is some space here to plan out some things to chip away at, whereas in my monthly for the Moleskine, there is not. Here's how it looks. I have this big sticker here, so there is a little bit of space here, one line at the top really. Right now, because it is spring going into summer, I just don't want to carry both of these. I have a very small purse and I couldn't fit both of these in there if I tried. I can barely fit like this one in there. It's pretty slender. This one will work. I'll figure it out, especially since it's shorter. But I can't have 2 everyday carries because I don't have the space. And one of them is going to get left behind. It's also something I thought about doing. Okay, so the first thing I guess I should do is focus on you know, the monthly. So I'm not going to go in and add all of this stuff that's already passed, but I am going to add the stuff that's already here and decide if anything down here needs to be checked off, scheduled for later, or just stricken from the record. So we'll see how it goes. So in the front here, I can put anything I need for the month of April extra because there's no legit space like that here. I went back through and I replaced these. I had these here before. So you have YouTube, reading, Instagram, and lessons. And I'm just going to put at the top here. And I think I'm just going to use the same friction point knock in a 0.4 pen as always. Okay, so there's that. Anything extra I need to add, I can put there. This is how we're going to utilize all that small space, you guys. Figure it all out. Okay, I gotta switch this around. Okay, so that's all filled out, and I don't feel like adding anything to the edges and cluttering everything up, so I'm gonna go to my sticky note and add anything that's down here that's left that I need to work on or chip away at. So these are the 2 things that I want to work on. So Nano, 50,000 words. If I don't get 50,000 words, I'm hoping for 25,000. It's going kind of slow. It is what it is, but I'll still have written more words had I not tried the challenge at all. So that's good. And then of course, a couple of these other things here are just books, and I want to put that on its own sticky note. Okay, so now we can move to the weekly. see if there's anything that we have planned here. I am really terrible, you guys. I should probably use the Hobonichi stencil. Do I have that? Yeah, I do. I'm terrible at drawing a straight line. And at least this one's slightly see-through, so it helps me, as opposed to this one, which is solid, and I'm like, is it crooked or not? I can't really tell. Okay, looks good enough to me. What about you? Yeah? Okay, we're moving on. So now I'm just going to add in a couple of appointments I already know that I have. Okay, so this side's going to be for scheduled things, and this is going to be for tasks. I'm going to use this area up here and up here as well, because I need every bit of space for my very large handwriting. Because at some point I'm going to want to add a sticker. I'm going to use this one. I do have these. I should probably use them somewhere. Okay, let's see here. This is when all of those stencils that I have and never use would come in handy if I knew where they all were. Literally all these stencils, and I bet none of them are the ones I need. Of course not. Okay, so that was long and tedious. I don't know if I'll ever do that again. Let's go ahead and put morning routine, writing routine, afternoon routine, evening routine, and then the other one is what? I forget right now. It's no videos or something, right? There we go. Okay, so that's set and done. Now what else? So this and all of this can go at the end of the week in my dailies. This has a space. We have this right now on my sticky note, and then we have this. Okay. The thing is, it's hard to highlight this because it's a little bit wider than, oops, 4mm, so it doesn't get top to bottom. If I need another section down below here, I have one. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but it's there if I need it. I'm just going to go with this for now and start on my dailies. Week done. It's in here. Okay. Take this guy out and write on it and put it back. So I used to keep dailies in a Fill Notes, which is the same size, just a different brand. And it looked like this. Very simple. I was keeping what I was eating, which I don't have to do because again, I have that in an app. Like top 3 things, so it's kind of almost Hobonichi style. You can do whatever you want. You can add like a time ladder to the side if you need to. This was just like a grocery list, which is what I liked about this. It's all throwaway stuff. Just adding things in here and making other lists for stuff in between the pages. Okay, so I was setting up my daily and I forgot to film it. So I'm gonna set up tomorrow just because I didn't do it on camera. So let's do that, shall we? So I pulled out these stickers I ended up getting from Amazon that I love, highly recommend. And for the life of me, I can't remember whether or not I showed you. No, I'll just do it again. It's totally fine. Using my mild liner. Okay, so up here I'm going to keep the things that I want to get done for the day. Here, something else, and this will probably be my note of the day. My one memory that I enjoyed, or just any journaling in general. I was thinking off to the side here, putting my vocab, and so having 2 pages per day, I think that that would work out very nicely, and that would alleviate some stress of not doing my dailies vocab anymore. If that doesn't work out at the end of the month, then I'll move it into its own thing, but I think that this might work out, and this might be a cute little size that I enjoy carrying around and using. Okay, so recap. Here's my dailies, and then we have my monthly, and my weekly looks like this. So it is sized down. It doesn't look as impressive because it's not filled up like this, but I think it will work out. We'll see how it goes. I think that vocab works better in the dailies here because then I'll remember to do it, which means that I can put my one thing that I want to learn for the week and focus on in here. And sometimes that's just chipping away at these really big educational videos that I enjoy that are, you know, burning a hole in my watch list on YouTube. So there's that. I will check in soon and let you guys know at the end of the week if this has worked at all, if I have fixed the problem or it's just getting bigger. Who knows? All right, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.